Now in the Phoenix area, a lot of people like to go on hikes, especially in the spring and the winter and in the fall, winter times when it's a little cooler. But they'll usually go to South Mountain or they'll go to Camelback Mountain, and those can be a bit challenging to go on those hikes, as noted by the many rescues that happens every year on both of those mountains. Now, from the Phoenix area, as you look east, you can see the Superstition Mountains, and they look rough and craggy and very difficult, but they're very beautiful. Well, one of the best hikes you can go on in the valley that's very easy, it's educational, and it really gives you a good opportunity to see some culture, is Hieroglyphic Canyon. So it does take a little while to get to Hieroglyphic Canyon. We'll show you here on the map the route to get there. Go south on Highway 60. You're going to run into a couple of areas where you can turn off. One will be South Superstition Mountain Road. However, the one that's probably a little better is to go a little further on 60, another approximately a mile to Kings Ranch Road. That's a little more of a straight shot, and by the time you get to the end of King Ranch Road, you'll have signs leading you to the Hieroglyphic Canyon parking lot. So let's talk a little bit about hieroglyphs. There's a lot of people will tell you that that canyon has been misnamed, that it shouldn't be Hieroglyphic Canyon, it should be Petroglyph Canyon. So just to show you that these are not just random drawings or scratchings that the Native Americans would put into rocks, from the National Park Service from over in the Petroglyph National Monument in New Mexico, they make this very specific statement. They should not be confused with hieroglyphs, which are symbols used to represent words, nor thought of as ancient Indian graffiti. National Park Service goes on to state that when you look at petroglyphs, know that they were very intentionally put where they are and facing the way they are. So you should look and see what is around them, what they're pointing at, what their angle is, where the horizon is, to see if you can determine what it was that was being indicated by those petroglyphs. Because they're not just random rock carvings. So with that background, we can now better understand why going to Hieroglyph Canyon is a real cultural experience. And because it's an easy hike, it's one that's very worthwhile going to. So once you get to the parking lot there at Hieroglyph Canyon, you'll see easily the trailhead. There's a real nice mural that's there at the opening. Take some time to read it. It kind of gives a little background about the Superstition Mountains and the people who took time to actually create the trails going up to Hieroglyph Canyon. Now, as you get up the path a little ways here, you'll notice that you have a fork in the road with a big boulder sitting there. Now, this boulder has rock art on it. This is not a petroglyph. This is rock art, probably put there by the people who created the trails, because it's a trail indicator. Then you'll also notice that there's a bunch of people who did put graffiti on it. Not cool, but you know, it's the way it is sometimes, unfortunately. So you want to take off to the left, and as you go off to the left, you'll notice you come to a gate. Now that gate is the difference between the state land and the national park, the Superstition National Park. Now that's a wilderness area, and it has different rules for being in the wilderness area. So please be respectful of the wilderness rules while you're out there. Now the trail is really pretty nice. It has a gentle upslope that you're going to go about halfway. Yes, we're on the Hieroglyph Canyon Trail, but we're going to the petroglyphs. Now the trail can be hiked with tennis shoes. It's like all Arizona trails. It's going to be rocky with, you know, pebble-sized rocks. And there'll be areas where you have to kind of step up over some larger rocks and that. But you'll do okay with a pair of tennis shoes. In other hikes in the Superstition Mountains, you really want to have a good set of hiking boots. So as you get to the top of that little ridge, and you can start seeing down off to the way you're facing, and maybe a little more off to the left, you'll start seeing where the petroglyphs are going to come into view. It's not real easy to see from that far away, but that's where you're headed. So you'll start heading down towards the pool, and then towards the north or the left, you'll start seeing the wall with all the petroglyphs on them. And so here you can see a bunch of the petroglyphs that we viewed while we were there. By and large, petroglyphs are items that are unique to the individual or to the tribe, and so there's no standard dictionary or any way of translating them in a normal fashion. So this is where you can kind of make up your own story and kind of figure out what story the person was trying to tell when they ground up the rock face, that living rock face, to make their petroglyph. Now look carefully, because you'll see that there's just petroglyphs all over the place. They're back in crevices, they're hiding behind other rocks, there's some that are even on the flat surfaces that people walk on. Please don't walk on those. Try and respect them. Some of them have gotten very, very faded because people keep putting their hands on them and getting their skin oils, and they keep walking on them, and so those are fading, unfortunately. So try and be very respectful, but as you go on up the riverbed or the stream bed, and most of the time when you're there, there's not going to be any water in the stream bed, there'll just be the pool. You'll see more and more. Unfortunately, when you get way up past the normal petroglyphs, you will find some people that have decided that they wanted to put some graffiti up there, and that's sad. So please don't be one of those people. Just be respectful. Take your time, wander around, enjoy yourself. You've been seeing some pictures that we've gathered that we decided to put in this video while we've been doing this last part of this narration. And so look around the canyon, and you'll see some indents in the canyon walls where people could have camped. You'll see rock ledges that they could have camped under. In fact, one of the more prominent ones, you'll notice, has a lot of black smoke stains on it. So people have been there for many, many years. And so they camped all over that area. So that's the background for Hieroglyph Canyon, and a good reason why it would be a good place for you to go and to enjoy a morning or afternoon and be able to get a little more culture and draw a little closer to the Native Americans that lived in this area so many centuries ago and even so many years ago.